I wholeheartedly believe that you can find truth, transformation, and ultimately triumph over trauma. It takes courage, it takes you facing your past, but it's the only way to truly heal so that you don't bleed on people who didn't cut you. Today, let's talk about being trapped by trauma, how to heal your body and free your mind. Let's lean in, lock in to this podcast masterclass. Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me. Let's mix it up. What's good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope that yes, you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. I'm your host with the most, yours truly, Dr. Eddie Connor, and it is an honor that you have joined me today. And today we're going to have a courageous conversation of illumination, transformative conversation about the trap of trauma. Trapped by trauma. Really engaging you on how to heal your body, how to free your mind, all of that. And I think we have to really get a good gauge on what trauma is. What is trauma? You know, we use that word so loosely these days. We call everything trauma, we call everything narcissism, we call everything pain, we call everything that seems to be something that is so displeasurable but can really push us into our destiny, you know, something that is so cataclysmic in our life. And so I think we need to really get a good gauge on trauma, which is identifiable as a significant event, a significant negative event, that is. And the experience of it just overwhelms the body's nervous system. It overwhelms your ability to cope mentally. It can stem from childhood. It can stem, and it really can come from the experiences of relationships, accidents, particular medical procedures, societal pressures, on and on. And here's the thing about trauma. Trauma is not only psychological, it embeds itself in your body. It affects your nervous system. It affects your muscles. It even affects your DNA. And when you think about how the body stores trauma, I don't know if you've ever been through a traumatic situation, traumatic issue, a traumatic event that continues to replay in your mind. Our bodies are particularly wired for survival. And when we experience trauma, here's what the body does. It shifts to fight or flight. If I'm going to flee and run, or am I going to stand and fight and I'm going to face this obstacle and I'm going to triumph over it? If we do not adequately, properly process trauma, we remain stuck and stagnant. Our body moves into a place of chronic stress. Our body feels the effects of it. Psychosomatic, whatever's going on mentally is going to affect your body physically. We're dealing with digestive issues, muscle tension, emotional dysregulation. The body holds on to trauma in ways that seemingly are unrelated to it. And so now you're dealing with aspects of pain. You're dealing with anxiety, insomnia, autoimmune issues and disorders that are in your body. You imbibe what you are now experiencing psychologically and what you're replaying in your mind. I know I faced some trauma in my life. The most traumatic situation events is being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. You find yourself fighting for your life when you just started in your life. Chemotherapy, radiation, what it is that I received, my father not being there in my life, people I thought were praying for me were literally praying on me. The depression, the mental depravity, the thoughts of suicidal ideation, wanting to give up, wanting to unalive myself, wanting to throw in the towel, wanting to call it quits on my own life. By the grace of God, I was able to muster up some hope, some purpose in the midst of the pain, and to now live through dying places. Here's one of those things that we have to do if we're going to get to that particular place, because I want to give you some real solid insight. One is that we have to assess. I want to give you something today on really how to process your pain, how to find truth, how to find transformation, how to triumph from your trauma. Because trauma is not just a memory. Trauma lives also in your body. Trauma is not just what you call and what it is that is going on in your brain, but it also affects your body too. Come on, what are the symptoms? What are the side effects? What are the circumstances? What it is that you are dealing with physically that has metastasized, that has materialized because it emanated mentally? Unresolved pain, unresolved issues. Sometimes that trauma bottles itself up in resentment. Let me talk to you. Sometimes that trauma bottles itself up in bitterness, lack of forgiveness. Family, just type no more traps, no more traps, no more traps. Things that are unresolved. Now moving to a place of physical ailments, emotional instability. And here's what happens when you are trapped by trauma. Here's what happens. You now move into a particular place in your life of a stalemate, to where you have not developed, you have not evolved. Your growth is stunted. You're stunted emotionally. Here's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with arrested development. Why? Because you have not arrested what is arresting you. Arrested development now. Some of us are 35, but you're really 15. You're stuck right back in that same situation of what transpired at 15, and you never actually grew out of that. Physically, you're 35. Mentally, and psychologically, you're 15. Some of us, listen, 65, 75. But inside, that boy or that girl, you're 7, 8, or 9 years old. That's why you have the emotional outburst. That's why your emotions are so unstable. That's why your relationships, here it is, are disrupted and stunted. All of that is stored in the body. And here's what we need. We need true healing. Family, just type healing. Type healing. I know what they did to you. I know what they did to you didn't feel good. It didn't make you feel good. It hurt you. It made you lash out. It made you so emotionally unstable. But that is not recourse for how you treat other people. That does not give you a license to go off on other people. That does not give you a license to talk about other people in any kind of way that you want to talk about them. That does not give you license to be crying and lying, crying and denying. You got to deal with that. You have to heal. What they did to you shouldn't have been done to you, but here it is. Healing is your responsibility. Family, just type it's my responsibility. It's my responsibility. I can't put the blame on you. I have to take time to do what I need to do to heal, so I don't bleed on people who didn't cut me. You got to aid yourself. You have to aid yourself. And that's why I want to give you an acronym about AIDE. A.I.D.E. Going to help you to learn how to recognize, release, and find restoration to offset and to mitigate the stored trauma that has been in your life. I hope we're ready. Number one, assess. Assess. Many of us were dealing with TNT. What did I say, TNT? I'm talking about trauma and triggers. Things that become so mentally explosive in our life to where here's what we do now. Now we're just going off on others because this is what we are: emotionally stunted, arrested development. You're a ticking time bomb. You're a ticking time bomb in the meeting. You're a ticking time bomb in the relationship. You're a ticking time bomb on the phone. You're a ticking time bomb to where you just, mentally detonated. Not tapping in, not pressing in, not leaning in to understand the impact on your daily life, to understand the impact on your relationships, on how it is that you treat people, and how it is that now it becomes a recourse to your own life because your attitude determines your altitude. How high or low you go. You have to assess. You have to do an assessment. You have to do an evaluation to see what is emanating in my life. Where is all of this angst and anxiety and anger and resentment coming from? Come on. And most people are not courageous enough to take the time to pull off the veneer and pull off the mask and rest and sit in their emotions. No, it's always somebody else's fault, but they won't look at themselves in the mirror. What I say, psychosomatic. What is going on in the mind is affecting the body. A trauma response. And hear me, unresolved trauma. That's why it's very, very needed and necessary that we really tackle these issues, because unresolved trauma leads to victim mentality. Victim mentality now, hear me, it becomes manipulation. You know you're in the hands of a manipulator when they make you feel bad for what they did to you. Victim mentality. See, here it is. When you just imbibe the whole notion of being a victim, your mentality, you're living your life victimized, you never see what role you played as a perpetrator. Whew, I'm talking better than y'all talking back to me. When you only see yourself specifically through that skewed lens of you just being a victim and the world hates me and everybody does me wrong and nobody loves me and nobody does me right, and that's stop it. Stop it. Nobody wants to hear about all that crying right now. This is what you got to do. You got to get a hold of yourself emotionally. Where's the emotional regulation? Not the emotional manipulation. You have to deal with what it is that you're dealing with. Lou Holt said, former coach of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, said 80% of people don't care about your problems, 20% are glad you have them. Look at what it is and the role that you played in certain things. And generally, if you really look at that, you're going to see yourself more as a perpetrator than as a victim anyway. If you really want to do some serious assessment in your life, you'll see how you were bleeding on people who didn't cut you. Oh, this is real. This is real serious, pragmatic, practical structure that aids in your recovery and your process to get out of the trap of trauma. Secondly, you got to identify. Talking about aiding yourself in overcoming this trap of trauma, how to heal your body, how to free your mind. Identify. I assess, I identify. Here's what I do. I pinpoint the root cause of the trauma. This is where this started. This is what happened. This is how this now got rooted in my particular mind, spirit, soul, family, body. I have to pinpoint it. Confession is good for the soul. How can I play? How can I show up for me? I want everybody else to show up for me, but am I showing up for me? Am I showing up for me and how it is that I need to move into a place of healing? The role of self-awareness. How do I differentiate the past from the present emotional responses? And get to this particular place that just because it happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to presently happen or even affect my future. Because no matter how bad it has been in your life, this too shall pass. It's not going to remain that way forever. Why live in that particular element, in that particular place? You're out of it physically, but your mind is still warped in it mentally. I got to pinpoint the root cause of the trauma. And here's what I have to do. I have to uproot it. See, it's kind of like gardening. It's kind of like gardening. And I hated gardening growing up as a kid. Hated being out in the garden. Don't like it. Never liked it. Still don't like it. If I have to do it. And I prefer not to do it. But I know something about gardening. Remember, I'd be out gardening, planting some stuff, uprooting some weeds. And I couldn't just pull the weeds from the leaves. Yeah, I couldn't just pull it from above the ground. Here's what I had to do. I had to dig a little bit deep into the ground and uproot it by the root. Why? Because if I did not, I could look back a couple weeks later and see that leaf had grown back. And here's what had happened. It grew stronger. It became more resilient. If you don't uproot that trauma and go deep into the soil of your soul, that issue's going to grow back. And here's what it's going to be. It's going to grow back with more resilience. That resentment is going to be more resilient. That toxicity is going to be more tepid. And have greater tentacles that it rests in your mind, your soul, your spirit, and even in the hearts of other people. I got to uproot it. As painful as it may be, I got to uproot it. I have to identify what it is that I need to uproot. Here that identification moves into a place of self-awareness. I'm so self-aware that I say, all right, I'm not just going to point the finger and the blame at everybody else. I'm going to see what role I also played in it too. I'm going to identify what it is and where it is that I need to grow. Are y'all feeling me? Are you rocking with me? Family, just type assess, type identify. Come on, do that. Number one, assess. Number two, identify. I'm giving you some tangible steps, tools, principles, strategies, structure, solutions, and systems. Thirdly, deal. You cannot heal what you won't deal with. You cannot address what you won't confess. You cannot recover from what you've covered. Dealing says, these are the effective measures that I'm going to take. Effective measures that I'm going to take. This is what I'm going to do to get better. Okay. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. That's what scripture says. I need to be transformed by the renewing of my mind. So I need to be in the word of God to renew my mind, but I also need to be getting around other people who can help me to renew that mind as well. My spirit, my soul, my mind, my heart, my emotions, my will. I need to be engaged in counseling and therapy. Therapy is not something that's taboo. It's for me and you. I need some effective coping strategies. When I'm now getting these thoughts that I'm here it is, I'm triggered again. I'm triggered by the trauma. There's some TNT that's going on in me. I thought I was getting better. I thought I was on cloud nine, and something happened. Somebody said something. Somebody did something. I had a memory. I went back down memory lane. Yeah, I had a mini Ripperton moment. How do I handle that? Maybe that moves into a place of mindfulness. Maybe that moves into a place of movement. Maybe that moves into a place of journaling, physical exercise. Maybe that is some type of therapy. That is me engaging in some level of self care so that I can process my emotions in a positive way, even a tangible way, to find truth from my trauma, transformation from my trauma, triumph over the trauma. Come on, this is not an episodic thing. This is not just a one shot type of deal. Sometimes, here it is, healing is healing is not something that is episodic. Healing is a process. It takes time. Listen, it didn't it took time to get you into the trauma. Sometimes it takes time to get you out of it. And here it is. Isn't it interesting that we can get into something quicker that takes us longer to get out of it? Yeah, temporary experience, but permanent consequences. You can do something permanent in temporary situations, and doing something permanent with temporary people oftentimes leaves you with permanent scars. But you can still heal through it. You can still heal through it. The scars become strength. The scars become testimonies. The scars shift you into stars to where you're able to shine in the midst of dark times. I told you, number one, you have to assess. We're talking about being trapped by trauma, how to heal your body, how to free your mind. Yeah. Assess, identify, deal. Here's the next one. Elevate. Family, just type it. Elevate. I hope you have all of these written out. Yeah. Assess, identify, deal, elevate. Shout out to all of you who are in our live chat. Live chat. Yes, yes, yes. As a matter of fact, and I can tell those of you who are more than just subscribers or viewers, you are actually partners because you have a digital decal by your name. Got that little eagle by your name. That lets me know that you're soaring with us in the mixed membership area. And I would that you would become a member even now. All you have to do is tap the link. Link is in the description of this video. Link is in the chat, live chat. Tap that link, click that link. Choose one of those three options that pop up: VIP, royalty, OQP. My gift and my give to you is to give you access to our Connor's Corner content area. Information that you're not going to see on social media anywhere, but I'm giving you behind the scenes, exclusive coverage, exclusive footage, things I don't talk about anywhere else except in my in the mixed members area. Membership has its privileges. Go ahead, unlock the unlimited, get an all access pass right now by joining my in the mix membership area. We got an amazing class tonight. Yes, we do. In my Eagles community. Join my virtual village. Soar with us into greater success and purpose. TheEaglesAcademy.com, TheEaglesAcademy.com, TheEaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. We're talking about elevating, and we're talking about being transformed as well to overcome the trap of trauma. Number 4, elevate. Elevate. I elevate by integrating healing into my life. What am I doing each and every single day to pour into me? Pour into my spirit. Pour into myself through prayer. Pour into the heart, my emotions to get better. How do I build my emotional resilience? What am I doing each and every single day to elevate, to self-regulate, to shift from surviving to thriving? And here's the thing. Some of us were not raised on love. We were raised on survival. Barely just had enough. And now here's the thing. We don't expect more. We settle for less because of what we've been indoctrinated in, because of what it is that we've been inculcated in. We've been trapped by trauma. But this is your season. This is your time right now to walk into a place of healing. Come on, this is your season of elevating. This is your time to grow. This is your time to elevate. This is your time to soar higher than ever before. But you got to want it. You got to do the work. You got to take the excuses off the table and say, this is what I'm going to do to execute. I'm going to heal my body. I'm going to heal my mind. I'm going to move into a place of greater flow and delivery and greater greatness internally from the inside out. I'm integrating healing into my daily life. I'm integrating healing, here it is, into my daily living. I'm going to be emotionally resilient. I'm not going to conceal what needs to be revealed. I'm going to do something for my mind, my body, my soul, and my spirit. And I'm going to elevate my mind each and every single day through my prayer, through prioritizing, through preparation, through finding a way to pivot, and then ultimately to prosper. Here it is. Beloved, I would that you would prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. What scripture said. My soul can't prosper if I'm trapped by trauma. My soul can't prosper if I don't have my mind together. My soul can't prosper. Here it is. If I'm still bottled up with resentment and bitterness and a lack of forgiveness, and I haven't let the past go, but I'm holding on to the past and I'm trying to hold on to the present and the future at the same time. I'm trying to be who I am and who I'm going to be at the same time. And that won't work. Which one are you going to let go of? You can't be who you are and who you're going to be at the same time. You got to decide, listen, I'm going to be who I'm going to be, who I need to be, and I'm going to loose and let it go. I'm going to overcome the negative, and I'm going to push myself to ascertain and to obtain the positive. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going after. By any means necessary. Come on, elevate over the trauma, elevate over the negative, elevate over the despondency, elevate above what they said about you, elevate above how you feel about yourself, elevate into a greater place because there's grace coming out of your grief. This is your season of release, and this is your time of relief. Speak peace to your mind, your body, your soul, and your spirit. Sickness can't dwell in it. Toxicity can't dwell in it. You're free from to be free for. You're free from pain to be free for purpose. You're free from stress to be free for the best and the blessed. I want you to sow into your stress-free self. Yeah, I want you to sow into your stress-free strength even right now. And not as a debt that you owe, it is a seed that you sow. I know that healing just hits your head, your heart, your house, your home, and your hands. And I want you to sow with your hands even right now into this word that you've heard, not as a debt that you owe, to seed that you sow. I'm joining my faith. I'm connecting my faith with yours. That God's going to do 30, 60, 100 fold in your life. I want you to sow right now like your life depends on it, because it does. Cash App, $, Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. Yes, I want you to sow even now. Cash App, $, Eddie Ministries, Dr. Eddie Ministries, Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. We've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker, super thanks. And a super thanks to you for being involved, for being engaged in this courageous conversation as I sought to stretch the elasticity of your thinking, cause you to be metacognitive, to think about what it is that you are thinking about. Again, thank you so much for even giving online. Cash App, $, Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, gmail.com. Link is in the chat. Link is in the description of this video for how and where to give. Yes, and I'm challenging you. I don't know if it's $20 seat, a $30 seat, a $50 seat. I'm just challenging you to sow into your stress-free season. Trauma's canceled. You've selected truth, transformation, and triumph. You've subscribed to that, as a matter of fact. Thank you for the super chat, super sticker, and the engaging in our super conversation as well. Family, if you're not soaring with us, I want you to soar with us into our amazing Eagles community, my virtual village. Yeah, I want you to do that. Soar into our Eagles community. You can do that right now at theeaglesacademy.com. We got an amazing class tonight. It's my virtual village, is where I invite you into my Zoom room, where I coach, I teach, I train, I mentor you. I give you strategy, structure, solutions, and systems to take your vision to another dimension. You owe it to you to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence right now. Get access to my private Facebook group, get access to all of our sessions, past and present, get access to connect with all of our accountability partners locally and nationally and globally, to where you're able to build partnerships, positive connections, and who knows, lifelong friendships as well. You said your network determines your net worth. Come on and invest in yourself. You got to invest in yourself. That's you. You ready to grow? You're going to invest in yourself. This is the time to do it right now. Be a part of our amazing coaching, teaching, training session, live and in color tonight, real time. Go ahead and become a member now. Go to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. I know I'm talking to at least 3 of you right now. Theeaglesacademy.com. Go there right now. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Family, were you transformed from this conversation? I hope you were transformed. In the midst of whatever it is that is going on, you're going to find truth and transformation to overcome trauma. Family, in the mix is out of time, but trust me, I'm not out of truth. So I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And we roll together each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix. And we mixed up right here. Yes, on the YouTube side, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, hit the subscribe button. Share this with somebody. Yeah, there it is. Share this with somebody. Share this with somebody. Sincere salute. Shout out to all of you who are watching us on our sister satellite stations on social media. I just got a question for you. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Well, then step this way, step that way. Which way? By friending me, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop at EddieConnorJr. Family, put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. And I want you to show up this coming Sunday to our amazing church, the Remnant Worshipers Ministry, where I serve as a pastor of such an amazing church that you can't afford to miss our high impact service this coming Sunday at 10 o'clock a.m. What's the address? I'm so glad you asked. 20470 Hubble Street in the city of Detroit is where I'm saving you a seat. Church Alive is worth the flight of the drive. And when you arrive, I guarantee you're going to be empowered to thrive. You're going to be revived at the Remnant. 20470 Hubble Street in the city of Detroit. I'm saving you a seat. You owe it to you to join us for our powerful prayer and praise. You join us for our powerful word and worship experience, powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. God has it in the house for you. We're gonna level up. We're gonna elevate together. You come as you come as a friend. I guarantee you're gonna leave as family. I sure believe that, and I know that. I can't wait to see your face in the place. Join us. Tell somebody. Bring somebody with you. We'd love to see your face in the place at the Remnant Worshipers Ministry in the city of Detroit. Check out more about our church at trwchurch.org. You can also get any of my books. I got 18 books that I've written, 18 books as a best-selling author, many of which have gone #1 on Amazon, where you can get those books as well. Ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies, all 3 are available in those versions on Amazon. Ebook, audiobook, hard copy. You can also get signed copies at my website, EddieConnor.com. Add me to your library. I can only talk so much on a podcast, but I've written everything in a book. and in my books, 18 of them. Speaking of that, I don't just write books, I show you how to write yours. And I got a litany of resources that are ready for you to launch into, to delve into, to discover, to write your book. And I have a bestseller book blueprint where I'm coaching you, teaching you, training you. I'm giving you my whole manual, my whole guide, my whole strategies that I use to be a best-selling author, to increase your sales, to become an industry authority as an author, and to maximize and take your manuscript to the marketplace. You owe it to you to get that. Get my Successful Speaker Strategies digital video training guide. 4.5 hours of me coaching you on what it is to develop into the whole aspect of the art of communication. What words are you painting when your words are paintbrush? What words are you painting when you're speaking? What picture are you painting when you're speaking? Whatever you're building, I guarantee you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to wow your audience. Let me show you how to be invited back to speak. Let me show you how to get your first speaking engagement and how to book more speaking engagements. Yeah. Let me show you how to develop your signature story as well. Get my bestseller book blueprint. Get my Successful Speaker Strategies. Bestseller book blueprint, accessidentity.org/author. Successful Speaker Strategies, accessidentity.org/speaker. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm giving you a hookup. Holla if you hear me. There's a coupon code at checkout. When you go to those websites, those respective websites, put in the word SOAR, SOAR. Family, just type SOAR. Put in that word. I'm giving you $60 respectively off of each resource. Bestseller book blueprint, $60 off. Successful Speaker Strategies, $60 off. Go get that right now. Speaking of speaking, if you're looking for a dynamic speaker, why would you look any further? You know that I'm the man for the job, so invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session, your podcast. Add me to your calendar. Let's make some progression. All you got to do is email me to invite me, info@EddieConnor.com, and it would be an honor for me to empower you. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother, and I mean that, from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know, brother, got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed, to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly. Yeah, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content, all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now, accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. Is such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday, 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays, and then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays, Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org, and then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church.